Coming up on this episode of Pickleball Breakdown, Alex gives us the one tip that will make us all better players immediately. And that's not hyperbole, that is fact. That makes this the single greatest episode in the history of YouTube. All right, that was hyperbole. See what I did there? And oh yeah, Alex brings another pop quiz.
So where do you think this point breaks down or falls apart? Did you catch up on?
Hold that thought.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll tell you in a second, but let me set it up first. Yeah, hang on there, Alex. First, I gotta say my thing. Let's break it down. Here's how this works. You send us highlights, great plays, good plays, and not so good plays. With the help of Coach Alex Fox, we break it down. You learn, we watch, and we all get better. This is Pickleball Breakdown. All right, this play comes to us from Rochester, Minnesota. We have Tom and James there in the far court, Hoon and Tuin in the near court. It starts off with a really nice drive by James and then a fifth shot drop.
Right, and that's a template that I use a lot and I love to teach to my students. It's the direction the game's going. It's not just third shot drop all the time. A lot of times just worst case scenario on the third shot drive is going to be that they block it back well and that's it. They're not going to have something they can just put something away on too often, but it does make that drop easier, taking it as the fifth shot from several feet inside the baseline rather than all the way back and behind the baseline. So ideally, a ball I'm looking to drive is something that I can step into rather than be off balance at all, and something that has a decent bounce. It doesn't need to be a real high bounce like he has here. Actually, that may have been a ball that I end up dropping because of the trajectory of it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a high bounce. To me, I don't have a lot of good momentum going into that shot right then. So I kind of have to start from nothing and go 0 to 60 real quick. As far as where I'm going with it, a forehand's actually a good spot to go because a lot of people are there when they're at the line. They're ready with their backhand. So I like the placement here.
And then Hoon goes with the lob shot. Is that the right time for that lob right there?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, there's no need to just dink all day. You just kind of got to feel out the point. You got to see what your opponents are doing. If you know your opponents, you know some of their strengths and weaknesses, that makes it easier to know how long I should stay in this rally. I need to just grind it out and be patient, or maybe I need to pull the trigger a little sooner. But no, there was nothing to me that screams like, oh yeah, that's just impatience. No, it was good time, good lob, good placement. So
and Tom and James, they handle it. Tom goes back and gets it. I like the way James dropped back to midcourt there to cover both sides, and Tom actually does a nice job of getting it back in play, and they're back up at the net again.
Right, and again, I think this is back in episode 1, I think, that we talked about the lob retrieval.
Vicky stays here at the line, and I get this question all the time about what should I do when my partner goes back to retrieve a lob?
I really like to teach that when you go back for a lob, your partner should really go with them. Not all the way, but don't make them be so perfect with that lob retrieval and that drop. Give them some space, make it to where you're giving yourself a chance to extend the point if it's not perfect and they're able to hit down on this ball. But if you're just staying put up at the line, you're really putting yourself in a tough spot.
So then it's James who goes with the lob into the corner, and Hoon does a really nice job of chasing this thing down.
So this timing on the lob is a little bit more suspect. I didn't mind the first lob that we saw. This one may have been a little rushed because they hadn't quite even been completely reset. But hey, perfect execution is hard to argue with.
Now, James has all day long to think about what he's going to do with that ball.
James.
And what he does is a soft drop into the kitchen.
Oh, and I love that, right? I just got to talk directly to James here for a sec. Dude, hey, why did you not just smack the crap out of that dude? I mean, the bounce was well over the net. Just give it a sidearm rip and call it a day. But hey, you know what? Live and learn. At least you won the point. So.
Is that where the point fell apart? No, it didn't fall apart there because James.
Nope. No. You didn't. Nope. Not yet. You're not there yet. Some more studying. Here we go.
All right. But James does drop it in the kitchen, and Hoon the guy can run. He gets it.
He's all over it.
And look, he's running back, he's running up, he's hitting everything, and then he just can't get it. But he showed a lot of spirit on that one.
Do you see where the point actually breaks down?
Of course I don't see where the point actually breaks down. That's what you're here for, is to show these things to me so I learn and get better.
What episode is this?
This is 15, I think.
You think you would have it by now?
You would think so.
So no offense to Hoon, but it's actually on one of his shots. So an error that he makes.
So James invites him up to the kitchen, and Hoon does a really nice job of going to get it, and then he puts it up
there.
Okay, so the only thing I see there, thanks for the hint. The only thing I see there, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, and obviously you will, you're not shy, is he actually had time to set his feet and do a better shot there. He was, I think the adrenaline was going, he was scrambling, and he was still in scramble mode, and he actually had time to just set himself up and make a better shot there.
Yeah, you're pretty right on that, actually. So
yes.
So he did what I call a defensive stab. You want to hardly ever do that because
that's so my specialty.
So many times on the pickleball court, we have more time than we think we do, right? So the point is not going as fast. This wiffle ball made of plastic is not going as fast as you think it is. You have more time than you realize. So when you're on the move, stretching for a ball, maybe, or coming up to a ball, and that's probably the hardest one, where you're coming up like on a let court or something like that, and you're coming up and you're reaching, but you got to slow your feet a little bit as you're coming in, kind of like a parachute landing. So you want to slow your feet and really just have a little subtle lift with an open paddle face and just drop it, reset the point, get gathered. Because your momentum is going to give you way more power than you need already. You don't need so much of a swing. And what Hoon does here is he really takes a good swing at that, and now it's high, and now they're really scrambling.
I tell you often that sometimes I feel like I need a psychiatrist more than I need a pickleball coach. I need a couch more than I need a coach is my line. Because it's about having that mental fortitude to know that, to give myself that time, and then getting my body into the right position.
Right, and in this case, and in most cases, like, he's already there. The hard part is already over, getting to the ball, but it's like, what next? That's not good enough. Yeah, I hear all the time students tell me, I'll ask them, what was your plan here? And they'll say, oh, get the ball over the net. And pretty much every player that I coach is better already than just get the ball over the net. That's not a good enough plan for me, so that doesn't work. I don't let them off the hook with that. Get it over the net, obviously. Then what? What's the next thing? You want to reset the point. You want it to at least be somewhat unattackable. Give yourself a chance to get back in the point. Don't just keep feeding them meatballs.